Start.
S.P. Rawal is my name. I was born in Pakistan, 1940, 14th December. My mother tells me those days this English calendar were not there. So my mother tells me it was Sunday morning, early morning. It was first Posh. So comparing with the 100-year calendar, I found out mine is 14th December 1940. When I grew up, I would say I was born with a silver spoon. My father was a big landlord, a zamindar. We had all the facilities, all the amenities, what one could think of. Supporting battery of servants, and he had lot of lands to take care of. With me, the life was like going to the school at times in a horse buggy, having a milk bath 3 times a week. Horse riding was one of my passions. At the age of 7, I used to ride along with my father when he would visit the villages where he owned land. All those things were there. Life was like Aisho Aram, the life was. But those were also the days when the independence fervor was at high pitch. Sitting in the balcony, we could hear procession going in the street with a slogan, रंग दे बसंती चोला, आज़ादी मेरा जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार है. Like all those, and even there would be, there is one that I'm just forgetting. गली गली से आई आवाज़, सैगल ढिल्लों शाहनवाज. That was the slogan of INA, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And even sometime the procession will come shouting like Nara Takbir, Allahu Akbar, leke rahenge Pakistan. Now all these things were happening. A child of 7, that was my age, it didn't matter. I mean, it was more of a fun. But one day, one Monadi Wala, when you say Monadi Wala, there is a drummer who announces good old days, in the British days, any announcement by the government. And the announcement was, the country has been divided into 2. Those who wish to go to Hindustan should shift to the other side of the road where he was standing. There was a road across, and across the road it was so-called Indian zone, Hindustan zone, and where he was standing and where our house was there, it fell in Pakistan. That changed everything, every aspect of it. It was in the air, it was known to many people, the partition is coming. But not many people, I would say, were willing to agree to this concept and accept that partition is going to be reality. My father was one of them. When the announcement came, he called me and my brother. He said, go to bazaar, buy a big lock, put it on the house. We are coming back in any case. We are just shifting there. That was the sight of the human being. But that partition announcement, the partition itself is a black mark in the history of India. It's a kalank, it's a dhabba, it's a pain. A pain not only for those who have suffered, including us, but it's a perpetual pain for every Indian for all times to come. When I say it was a black mark, partition was a black mark, because of partition, 11 to 15 millions were forced to move from their house to another place. घर से बेघर हो गए. Roughly about 1 million people were killed. Killing is very soft, but they were butchered. Because of partition, 50 to 75,000 women were abducted, raped, disfigured. उनका अपहरण हुआ, बलात्कार हुआ, उनकी जिस्म को नोचा गया, बदला गया. That's the horror story of partition, and that's why after 75 years, the government of India realized the pain people have gone through that, and Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi announced last year that henceforth 14th August will be observed as a partition horror remembrance day. That's all. Now, coming back to what I said, that Munadiwala said, shift to Indian zone, so-called, in case you want to go to Hindustan. Obviously, we shifted. Now, from there, we have to come to India. What are the options? By train, by caravan, by foot, by whatever it was. There was no airport. We had to go to Lahore to catch. So obviously we thought of going by the train. My father, being head of the many families, said, okay, we'll go to India by train. All of us, let's assemble in the railway platform. When we reached the railway platform, it was chocobar. No space for anybody. The people were falling on one another. But that station was there. And secondly, nobody knew what time the train will come, whether the train will stop, how many people can get into that train. At last, one train came, didn't stop, went away. Another train came, stopped for some time, and everybody pushed. You could see, though it's a train, but there are people all around. There are people glued to the railway bogies, on the top, inside, outside, by the side. Anywhere they could, there were people. When we pushed, the family pushed themselves into the compartment, my elder sister came out, refused to go, because her husband was still expected from the village. If the eldest sister cannot go, mother cannot go. Mother cannot go, nobody could go. And we came back. As the destiny you may call, that train was almost butchered. That is what we were told after 3-4 days. It went like this. Next alternative was to go by caravan. Mine, as I said, my father was a big zamindar. He had a lot of bullock carts. Now all these are in the villages, and all were people working with Mohammedans. We would not dare to go and get our own bullock carts and our own property. We bought, combined together. We came by caravan. It was a terrible journey, because on the way, all the villages falling on the way of Mohammedans were creating obstructions for the caravan. To quote one example, when the people felt thirsty, good old days, the water availability to the villages, especially even to the cities, was through the rainwater collected in a particular place, and that rainwater will serve the whole year. Half of it they will mark it for animals, other half they will mark it for the people to fetch that water and for drinking, washing and everything. And when people from the caravan went to get water in that village, they saw a buffalo butchered there, and the blood was oozing out and going into the pond. Still the people carried that water. They screen it out of through clothes to make it drinkable. Survived. Came to India at the Firozpur border, and we were told that our district has been allotted a place in refugee camp, Kurukshetra. From Firozpur we come to Kurukshetra in a refugee camp. Refugee camps are any camps per se, but especially refugee camp those days was a cluster of tents fixed side by side, no amenities, no electricity, no water, no flooring, all that. Say about 50 or 100 of tents will be provided with one bulb hanging along with the pole and one tap also, that kind of thing. And if men have to ease it out, they have to walk far off to the field, and for women they made temporary dig out the ground, temporarily covered with a gunny jute, sort of a partition. You can well imagine if there is a rain, what would happen and how they would survive. Surviving is a natural instinct with anybody, human or animal. Now we are staying in a refugee camp. We have no resources. Not that my parents told me, but I joined my cousin brother and selling homemade sweet on a railway platform. So what he will do is, his mother, that is my bua, my father's sister, will prepare homemade sweet. And when I talk homemade sweet, these are fluff rice mixed with the jaggery sort of it, and then make out a cake. And he will bring one pipa, we call it an iron box. And he will come to the platform, I will join him, and we will sell that in the evening. I will get say about 4 anna and for 8 annas. I don't remember. They were 50 paisa. I don't remember. Maybe. And I'll come and give it to my mother. Slowly we added BD, cigarette, matches. So add on different product to have more sale. After some time we shifted to cattle. A small place in Haryana, now it's a district. And my father started a shop. Never in his life he has worked. Being a shaukar, zamindar, all that, he would have his own routine, inspecting and helping and all those, but per se never worked by hand. And never thought that he will be forced to work, to do all these things, to earn money like that. Money was not an issue in Pakistan. We started a shop, it didn't run. In fact, I was there, I remember 7 years old, selling sugar, I remember. And the weighing machines were not there. So the makeshift tarazu, what you see in the court with the blind, that is the scale. So like that, I was selling sugar and that kind. The shop filled, he called my two elder brothers, listen, I can't support to give you education. One was in 8th, and one was in 10th, I think so, like this. He's a governor. Both of them went to a satellite town created by the government, Jawaharlal Nehru, especially to develop skill development, skill development of refugees. So my eldest brother had a hobby of book binding in school in Pakistan. So they went there. He is a book binding master. So he was appointed a book binding master to teach people how to do book binding. And his salary was fixed at 30 rupees. Out of 30 rupees, he will keep 10 rupees and 20 rupees will come to the mayor house in Kaithal. I would be going every week. My mother would prepare food for them for a week. I'll go and deliver it by them. Life was tough. We went through all that. We fought the situation. By that time the land was also allotted. But that lifestyle had gone. We had gone into some work. I think I had passed 10th, yes. I had done my FSC. And my father said, I wanted your brothers to do graduation, they have not done. At least you should be the first person in this generation, our generation, to be graduate. So Delhi was the only option because my brothers were already shifted to Delhi. So I was working the whole day with my brother, and the evening classes, Punjab University had put up a college for refugees, Punjab University Camp College on Mandir Marg. And whole day I'm working with my brother. Evening I'm Pashina. Some misunderstanding or whatever it is, then I said, no, I want to work on my own. I will like. My brother said, okay, it doesn't matter. Part of the family, it's a joint family, whatever you want to do. So I became a clerk. In fact, the background was slightly different. There was a difference of opinion to approach. And that was, when I look back, I think my brother was right. But he sent a note to my father. sort of complaining against me that I'm spending too much money. And what he did was, he made a comparative household, 2 brothers, 2 wives, 2 children. Total expense 3 months, 274 rupees. 3 months, he sent that. And in 3 months, Satpal, my name, Satpal's expense 400 and all. So he sent that to my father, and unfortunately that fell in my hand also. The moment I saw it, I said, no. If I am not needed enough, not loved as people say they love me, then I didn't rebel. But heart of heart I decided, no, I'll have to. One day, that's another story, that I went to sleep on a footpath. But next day morning, when I got up, I went to different places for a job. My background was that I was just a matriculate. FSC was not considered as that was in between the graduation. But I was a typist, because one of summer vacation my father had asked, if you are not doing anything, why don't you learn typing? So I knew typing. So that was my only qualification. I'm a matriculation and I'm a typist. So got a job, the first job, with the Weldon Sales Corporation for 70 rupees a month. And my job would start about 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9, I don't remember, goes up to 5 or 6 o'clock. And from there I will rush to the college. And my routine would be simple. Get up in the morning, get ready, get on the cycle, and tiffin carrier on the cycle, if you have seen it or not, there is a tiffin carrier. On that I will have my hubby will prepare 2 chapati and some potatoes and sabji. So every day I put it in that, then go to the office, work till evening, rush from there to college, come back at 9:30, 10 o'clock. They would almost be sleeping, but they will leave a thali for me, which I will carry, go on the rooftop, with the lantern I will study, eat, sleep there and all that. That used to be the routine. And after some time, so some miscommunication with the owner, I resigned that job. Came back to brother, joined brother. Again, some inside, I got to be on my own, and it was fine. As a family, we were doing well. I joined and appeared for some competitive, and we joined Life Insurance Corporation of India as a typist. Now I'm employed, I'm young, marriageable age. Now people started looking for a groom in me. And it so happened, not that I was ready for that. My sister saw one girl and she said, for Satpal, this is the girl. And she wrote a letter, postcard letter, those days, postcard letter, informing my father in Calcutta. My sister was staying in Indore, had come on a visit to Delhi, saw my wife with her mother. They talked, they almost decided. And before leaving Indore, my sister sent a letter to my father in Calcutta. This is what I have seen and I have decided. And that's over. If you want to say no, then you have to say, don't ask me, I will not say no. The marriage is fixed. Funny story is that once this all happened, my father, who was a very visionary, he says, yes, if Rajvanti, that was, if she has said it, we will go. But times have changed. I want Satpal to see the girl. Then he wrote a letter to my brother, he said, listen, arrange something. Let Satpal see at least. Now, because my wife is related to my bhabhi and all that, they came on some excuse, not that they never wanted to tell the girl. It was sort of a sin to tell the girl, मैं लड़का देखने आ रहा है, ऐसे not that. Now it's all fixed now. My brother rings me up in office कि तुम घर आ जाओ, लड़की आई हुई है उसकी मासी के साथ. Now after listening I started. He said, I don't want to marry. I don't want. I told my very close friend, यार कैसे करें? कहना ठीक है. He ruffled my clothes, put some black mark here and there, ruffled my hair. जब वो तुम्हें रिजेक्ट कर देगी. ठीक. I come on the cycle. My brothers were waiting downstairs. Our house was on the first floor. They said, "अच्छा जा ऊपर देख क्या रहा." And now, when I got on the stairs, I started trembling. And it was a natural effect those days. All the people were thinking psych was there. Especially me, I was thinking on the line, it's so bad on me that I'm going to see a girl. How it is possible? And how I can reject a girl? Because I have my sisters. Now tomorrow somebody comes and reject how I feel. That's not fair. Absolutely. I should not. So I'm trembling, but I'm still going on. So I went to the room, and my would-be wife with her masi and my bhabhi and everybody sitting there. I enter, I don't see them. My eyes are on the ground and all that. And then my bhabhi said, "चल साहब, बैठ जा." मैं कहने में जल्दी जाना. अच्छा तुम कोको-कोला ले. The moment she said Coca-Cola le, I rushed down. My brother said,
So Coca-Cola.
So I bring the Coca-Cola, give it to them. That's all. Now I've seen that a girl is sitting there. I have not seen her face. I know when I come down, my brothers asked me, they said, "Did you like her?" I said, "I have not seen her. I don't think she has also seen me." Because I don't think she had also seen me. He said, "But tell me, do you dislike her?" I said, no, I don't. Okay, then, if you don't dislike her, means you like her. And Behenji has already said yes, so it is done. We are saying yes. That's how my marriage was fixed. So that was funny part of my life. There is another funny part which comes later, which changed my life by itself. Now I'm working as a typist clerk. There was a provision that if you are a graduate, you will get 10 rupees increment. What is called 10 rupees, not exactly increment. They have put 10 rupees increase, sort of, but it's a different column. I graduated and got 10 rupees. Why I'm saying it, those days 10 rupees means so much to us, to me. Then there was a vacancy of a cashier, and they announced it, whosoever accepts this cashiership, he will get 10 rupees also. So I applied. Now I'm a cashier in LIC. My age is 23 plus. I'm bubbling. I'm extrovert. My networking, social networking is very strong. People like me. I love talking to people, but I'm not happy what I'm doing. And I've told everybody, this is not what I want. I want to do something. So one day development officer of life insurance comes to me, friend of mine, in abusive language. Saleh, what are you doing? Come, I'll get you a job. No, that's 3 o'clock. I closed the cash. I didn't count it even. I said, and he said, come on, I'll get you the job in an English company. My background is from Haryana, does not know English. And now here is a guy who is offering me, indicating me that I can get a job in English firm. Closed the door. I closed my cash box. It was on the 3rd floor. We walked down, came in front of a red lift in Cindy Halls, New Delhi. And he said, you press this lift. This is a special, this was an exclusive lift for the company called Gestetner. It was a British company at that time, 100%. It will stop at the 3rd floor and go and see Mr. Cantor. By this time, though the enthusiasm and I was on it, but I was getting, yeah, you are making a fool of me. You have not told me what is this job. You have not told me what is this company. And you have not told me why they will take me. He said, come on, you have got a job now. If you get this, why don't you try it? But I feel you will get it. And go and see Mr. Kentum only, don't see anybody else. And don't mention my name. Now this is the whole funny story which changed my life and where I am today. And because of that instance, what happened. And it all happened by natural. I go on the 3rd floor, open the door. I see one Sardarji sitting there. And he doesn't let me speak to Mr. Cantor. And I sort of, not annoying or angering as such, but I told him, I said, are you Mr. Cantor? See the luck. My words are being heard by Mr. Cantor sitting inside the room. And he is sitting outside. I'm talking to him. So inside the room, Mr. Cantor calls him, Monsing. Yes, sir. Who is there? He said, somebody wants to meet you. Send him in. Now he has said, send him in. I knock the door. I come inside. I go there. And stand in front of him. Mind it, those days, at 23, I was really smart in this sense. I had done NCC and other things. Standing in front of him and standard tees. He was wearing moon glasses, half moon glasses. He saw me top to toe and then said, yes, what I can do for you. I said, come for a job. What job? As a salesman. Then he opened his door. He said, there are hundreds of applications, all recommended applications from bureaucrats, even from the royal families. Why we should take you? Now, what I replied was not a conventional reply because I did not know. Firstly, I did not know English by per se. Secondly, I didn't know what selling is. But this was because of my enthusiasm. I was so enthused by that. I said, sir, I'm handsome, I'm smart, and I can sell. Now that made him smile and ease and happy in this sense. He was writing, those days, all senior executives were using Parker pen, green body, and golden cap, pure gold cap. That is what the pen, the Parker pen they used to. It was normal for, if there is any senior executive, he will use that. Sorry. So he threw that pen, sort of kept it pen in front of me. He said, okay, sell me this. So I picked up the pen, opened the cap from the body twice, thrice, marking time and thinking what to say, and which I did not know what to say. So the best was, closed the cab, went out, knocked the door again. They come inside, came in, and good morning to you. I'm so and so from the World West Company. And I have in my hand the latest pen that you can think of. Opened the cab and the body, gave it to him. Could you kindly write and have the feel? The moment he started writing, I said, Mr. Camden, you are holding one of the best pens. But in case it does give you any problem, we are always there. Yep, sit down. My interview was over. Then he asked a lot of questions, and again, how you have come. Now, the funny thing, again, destiny. Who told you? And now this Swami who had said, don't mention my name. I said, sir, I was sitting in a coffee house, and the coffee house was a famous joint for everybody those days. And 64 Janpat, it was a very famous joint. I was sitting having coffee. I overheard few persons talking that there is a job. Who was there? Now again I'm caught. I said, sir, there was one very fair chap. I hardly know anybody. I don't know. Oh, must be Sagar, must be Sagar. I said, I don't know, sir. Anyway, and then he gave his own life, how he came there, and he said, we are looking for honest and hardworking. We don't need extra intelligence. There was a guy, Swami, he mentioned his name, who had come earlier, very intelligent, very smart, but he was over smart for this job. He said, Rahul, you can sit on my chair, provided you honestly work with us. He said, but mind it, I'm appointing you. This is not the final appointment. This is subject to your passing the test. Like I'm selecting you, there would be people from all over the country. So there were 14 people selected from all over the country, Calcutta, Bombay, Madras, Delhi. All these people were sent to Calcutta. There used to be a central training school. Mr. Eric Jessup was the general manager. He would conduct that 3 weeks. And every week, if you are not up to the mark, you are sent back to the home. Out of 14, we were four left last. I was one of them. We came back. And out of the 4, I was the only person who survived, became the vice president of the same company. That is that is one funny story, what we call it, changed my life. Then after that, everything, the life again went to topsy-turvy here, there, lot of things. I can go up to 80 years. I have done one graph to make it very simple for you to understand. Can you see the graph?
Yes, I can.
And now if you see the graph, you can see how the graph has been going up and down and then I've explained what happened. And this graph, what I have made is a graph of happiness. And I've just taken one. Can you see that? Is it okay? Now that sums up the whole life. In fact, I have given it different places. Oh, I went through. And if I sum up my life as such, or if I have to say what is the message that I give it out of my book, which I released it on 22nd October in Delhi Gymkhana Club. In fact, I can share few of the photographs. This you can do it one by one. You can. And the lady that you are seeing is Lady Kishwar, who is running Partition Museum at Amritsar and now in Delhi. Amritsar, they have selected my life story, which they are showing round the clock. This is all just to give you an idea how popular and the launch went very well. And one of the best launches in Delhi Gymkhana Club. Now, what I am trying through the book, I'm conveying some of the messages, and I want to share with you. What are the messages that I want to share? There are 3 messages. Message number 1 or take number 1. Don't accept so-called destiny, chance, luck at the face of it and be happy. No. These are opportunities. Anytime, to give you a simple example, you get a lottery, let's say $10 million you got it. And if you accept that destiny, then you throw that money in whatever way that you want. You have accepted the destiny as the goal and enjoyed it and finished it, and you're back to zero. But if you take that as an opportunity, $10 million, you invest it and grow on it, that becomes an opportunity. And in my life, I've given in my book also, book number, page 54, that funny story which I done. It was destiny. I was sitting as a cashier. But by luck, I got a reference. Now, if I had accepted the face of it, I joined it and that's the end of it. But out of 14 people, we came back 4. Out of 4, the whole my career of 36 years with them went through topsy-turvy level. But I survived and made the best of it. The second message which I want to give through this book and my life, always have a relevance. When I retired, my 3 children, 3 daughters, all daughters, well settled in USA. My only son, intelligent son with me, and everybody is doing very well. So there was no point for me to work for that. But when I think over it, and that's why a friend of mine also told me, he said, Rahul, that was once upon a time you were vice president, but what are you now? And at that time I was alone in Delhi. My 3 daughters were in USA, my son was in Calcutta with his family, and I was staying here with a servant. Then I wrote to my son and we decided that he will shift to Delhi. But in the meantime, I have to prepare for certain financial exam to enable me, to authorize me to do financial business, which my son was in. At the age of 60, I am sitting with the children of 20s. I passed through them to have my relevance. And God's grace, the very first year, I qualified as a $1 million round table member, which is very, very difficult, very, very rare at the age of 60. And about 30,000 or 40,000 people who came to attend that conference, I was there in Las Vegas. And I was singled out that a guy starting the profession, new profession, after 60, and the very first year, becomes $1 million round table. the relevance that I have, helping people to save money, to make money. At the age of 80, I again wanted to have another relevance. I given on page 110 that these days my priority, my relevance is that I help poor children, people from BPL families, brilliant children for a high study, and I feel very happy. My third message, which I want to give it through my book, is never give up. I've gone through my life the way it is. I'll just share with you. At the age of 27, I was diagnosed TB and I was operated. My right lung lobe, one lobe, was removed. I was in coma for 16 hours. At the age of 40, I had Meniere syndrome in my right ear. Over a period, I'm deaf. If somebody comes and talks to me on this side, I can't hear. I'm managing with my one ear from that age. At the age of 49, I lost my wife in a car accident at a time when all my children were unmarried and I had to cope up with them. At 57, in financial dealing, I lost everything. I sold my house. At 67, I had macular edema. I can't see from my right eye. But all these so-called tragedies or threatening, have they affected me? No. Have I permitted that to affect me? No. I'm living my life the way I want to live. This time I want to help people to make money. I enjoy my golfing. I enjoy my meeting people. I help enjoying helping children. That's my life. That's all.